Hello friends, we have seen in our last video that submission is the key or the fundamental things of Islam, gateway to Islam, submitting our wills, our desires to God. But many people struggle with a bigger question, fundamental question: is God real? How can we know that God exists? What is the proof of God? Especially, what is the scientific proof of God? Welcome to Quran for Humanity. Here we discuss various topics about the Quran. Is God real? How can we know that God exists? What is the proof of God? Especially, what is the scientific proof of God? This is a very popular topic among the religious enthusiastic, anti-religious people as well as atheists. Whether a person is in favor or against the existence of God will have a great bearing on the lifestyle of that person, on the quality of life of that person, as well as on the society around him. So this is very important question. We will discuss various aspects of this topic in our upcoming videos. But today we will discuss one important aspect of this topic, and also at the end of video I will give you a quote from the Quran. So be with us till the end of this video. Welcome to Quran for Humanity channel. Here we seek answers to the complex questions of life. Today we will discuss: is God real? What is the proof of God? What is the scientific proof of God? All praise belongs to Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate, and may peace and blessings be upon His Prophet Muhammad. When we search online whether the God is real, is there any proof of God? The answer we get is, according to the scientific method, there is no definitive proof that God exists. Many cultures around the world claim that God, a creator of all things, exists, but none of them can prove that it exists. My answer to this comment is that why people are looking for scientific proof. The whole premise of looking for scientific proof is unreasonable. We can put many arguments about it, but we will discuss main four arguments today. The first one: science only deals with physical things. Our body is physical, and science has tons of information, volumes and volumes of information about our body. But our conscious is non-physical thing. Science can tell hardly anything about our conscious. Same way, science can tell very little about our soul, which is the basic component of life within our body. Our soul exists within our body, and science has no detail about it. So how can we science tell about God? Let's look at another argument. Science relies on empirical data, observation, and testing. There is no way we can do some testing or experiments with the God. What observations we will do about the God, what testing, what experiment we will do for the God, or what data we can collect on God. So this process doesn't apply at all in this situation. That's why the whole premise of scientific proof of God is unreasonable. Third point is that the science is overemphasized here. It's given undue importance here. Why we are asking science to prove existence of God? Though I am not against science, I am with the science. I agree. We are highly indebted to the science. Quality of our life has improved enormously because of science. I agree with all those things. But what science is doing? Science is just explaining the natural phenomena, natural processes, and nature to us, and it tells us how to use it. Science has not created any one of them. For example, science tells us that in the air there is oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, etc. But science has not created any one of those things. Science can tell us what are the components of the earth, but science has not created any one of those things. So we are giving undue importance to science here. Say if we go to some mechanic and he tells us about the car, how the car functions and what are the processes and what are the parts of the car. Does it mean that he is more knowledgeable, more wise, more informed about the car, or he is more intelligent than the one who created the car? So why we are asking science to prove the God? God has created the science. Science is there because the God created natural processes. Last argument for today is science even doesn't know when and how the life on this earth originated, when it occurred. There are 7 theories about the occurrence of or the origin of life on this earth, and none of them are law. Means there is no scientific agreement. So this is the stage of science. So we should accept the science as it is today. We should not expect anything beyond its capacity. Existence of God is way beyond the science. Science as of today cannot tell what is the origin of life on this earth. How can we expect science to tell us how and where the God exists or doesn't exist? Other side of the coin is that since science is not able to prove existence of God, so absence of proof is not the proof of absence. We should keep our options open. So what are the ways of knowing God? How can we know God? To know, to prove, to feel the existence of God. We will discuss these points in our upcoming videos, so be with us. And as I mentioned earlier, here is the quote from the Quran. It's a thought-provoking quote. So here is the verse of quote from the Quran. Think on this verse and let us know in the comments below what do you think about this verse. So here is the verse. Did you then think that we had created you without purpose and that you would never be returned to us? Verse number 115 of chapter number 23. This is the God addressing to mankind, to humankind. Let's know what do you think about this. With this, we have come to the end of today's discussion. We will bring you more discussion about the topic, about the Islam, about the complex questions of the life. So keep visiting us. And if you have any questions about the Quran, about the Islam, do mention those questions in the comments below. We will try to answer as much as possible. If you want to read the Quran in your own language, you may download it from our website quranforhumanity.org. We have got translations of the Quran in more than 100 languages. May peace and guidance be upon entire humanity.